will discuss about what is biological classification, need of classification, and there are five types of classification system: 2, 3, 4, 5 kingdom classification system, and we will discuss about the 5 kingdom classification in detail. सबसे पहले हम शुरू करते हैं बायोलॉजिकल क्लासिफिकेशन होता क्या है. तो बायोलॉजिकल क्लासिफिकेशन मीन्स क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ द लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स on the basis of similarities and dissimilarities into different groups and subgroups. चलिए हम इसके डेफिनेशन देख लेते हैं क्या होता है. बायोलॉजिकल क्लासिफिकेशन इज द साइंटिफिक प्रोसीजर ऑफ अरेंजिंग द लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स इन हायरार्किकल series of groups and subgroups on the basis of their similarities and dissimilarities. Similarities और dissimilarities के basis में उसको different groups और different subgroups में बांटा गया है. So अब ये classification की हमें ज़रूरत क्यों पड़ी, हमें क्यों चाहिए classification, what is the need of classification, इसके बारे में जान लेते हैं. इससे पहले कि हम classification के बारे में जाने की क्यों ज़रूरत है, मैं एक जैसे अगर मान लो कि वार्डरोब है, घर पे आपके वार्डरोब है, उसमें कपड़े जब बिखरे रहते हैं तो आपको कपड़े ढूंढना बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है. तो इसी तरीके से हमारे पूरे वर्ल्ड में इतने सारे स्पीसीज है, इतने सारे एनिमल के स्पीसीज है, इतने सारे प्लांट्स के स्पीसीज है, सो उनको पहचानना बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है. तो इसीलिए क्लासिफिकेशन की ज़रूरत पड़ी. दैट्स व्हाई वी नीड द क्लासिफिकेशन. सो क्लासिफिकेशन मेक्स द स्टडी ऑफ वाइड वेराइटी ऑफ द ऑर्गेनिजम्स ईजियर. सो इतने सारे वाइड वेराइटी ऑफ ऑर्गेनिजम्स वर्ल्ड में है तो उनको स्टडी करना बहुत ईजी हो जाता है. नेक्स्ट है, दिस हेल्प्स इन अंडरस्टैंडिंग द एवोल्यूशनरी हिस्ट्री ऑफ द ऑर्गेनिजम्स ईजियर. यानी कि अगर मान लो कि दो ऑर्गेनिजम्स है, उनके बीच में क्या कनेक्शन, क्या एवोल्यूशनरी कनेक्शन है, ये भी ईजियर हो जाता है बिकॉज ऑफ दिस क्लासिफिकेशन सिस्टम. Next, it helps in providing the knowledge about the origin and genetic relationship among organisms easily. यानी कि organisms के क्या origin है, कहाँ से originate हुए हैं, इनके बीच में क्या genetic relationship है, क्या DNA और RNA में कोई relationship है कि नहीं है, या तो ये सब चीज़ें जो है क्लासिफिकेशन के थ्रू सारा चीज़ क्लियर हो जाता है. सबसे पहले टू किंगडम क्लासिफिकेशन कर लेते हैं. टू किंगडम क्लासिफिकेशन अरिस्टोटल ने भी दिया था और कैरोलस लीनियस ने भी दिया था. सो अरिस्टोटल ने सबसे पहले क्लासिफाई किया था लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स को ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ द सिंपल मॉर्फोलॉजिकल कैरेक्टर इनटू प्लांट्स एंड एनिमल्स. प्लांट्स को उन्होंने 3 पार्ट्स में डिवाइड किया. फर्स्ट इज हर्ब, श्रब्स एंड ट्री. जो छोटे छोटे जो प्लांट्स थे उनको बोला हर्ब्स, उससे बड़े जो प्लांट्स थे उनको बोला श्रब, जो सबसे बड़े प्लांट्स थे उनको ट्री बोला. सो अब ये तो थे प्लांट्स के बारे में. नेक्स्ट है एनिमल को उन्होंने 2 पार्ट में डिवाइड किया है. फर्स्ट इज एनेमा एंड सेकंड इज इनेमा. इनेमा दैट मीन्स द ऑर्गेनिज्म विथ हैविंग द रेड ब्लड इज नोन एज एनेमा. उस एनिमल को एनेमा बोला जाता है, ई से स्टार्ट होगा. अनेमा, those animals which are without having the red blood, they are known as anema. तो 2 भागों में उन्होंने बांटा, इनेमा और अनेमा. इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, ये बार बार क्वेश्चन आ जाता है. नेक्स्ट वी विल डिस्कस अबाउट द टू किंगडम क्लासिफिकेशन दैट इज आल्सो गिवन बाय द कैरोलस लीनियस इन 1758. He had divided the organisms into 2 kingdom. Kingdom first Plantae, kingdom second Animalia. In kingdom Plantae, he included bacteria, fungi, algae, gymnosperm, angiosperm. And in Animalia, he included all the animals groups. So, but there are many drawbacks of the two kingdom system as well. It's very important because most of the questions will come from this drawbacks. First of all, he did not distinguish between the eukaryotes and the prokaryotes. Eukaryotes are those organisms which are having the true nucleus, and prokaryotes are those organisms which are not having any true nucleus. So he did not distinguish between the eukaryotes and prokaryotes. Next, he had not placed the unicellular plants and animals in one group. He had placed the unicellular plants and animals in different groups, although they are closely related. That is also the second drawback. Third, he had grouped together the photosynthetic algae with the non-photosynthetic fungi together, although they both are having the different features. They are grouped under the kingdom Plantae. Next is lower organisms such as Euglena did not fall into the either category. This because they share both the character with the plants and animals, because they are having the mixotrophic nutrition. Mixotrophic nutrition means autotrophic as well as saprotrophic nutrition. That is the biggest drawback of the Carolus lineus. इससे पहले आपने देखा टू किंगडम क्लासिफिकेशन विच इज़ गिवन बाय अरिस्टोटल एंड कैरोलस लीनियस. अब हम देखेंगे थ्री किंगडम क्लासिफिकेशन और फोर किंगडम क्लासिफिकेशन एंड फाइव किंगडम क्लासिफिकेशन. Three kingdom classification was given by the Ernest Haeckel in 1866. So what he had done, he had divided the organisms into three kingdom. Kingdom 1 Plantae, Kingdom 2 Animalia, and one new kingdom is added, one that is Protista. Carolus Linnaeus classification. This Euglena was the major drawback of this Carolus Linnaeus classification, two kingdom classification. So what he had done, he had placed the Euglena in Protista. In Protista, he had grouped the single cell organisms. For example, protozoa and unicellular algae are grouped in Protista. But one of the major drawback of this three kingdom classification is that the bacteria and fungi have not been grouped, have been grouped with unrelated organisms. That is, the bacteria and fungi is still in the Plantae kingdom, which is not similar to the plants. Next come to the four kingdom classification system. Four kingdom classification system was given by Copeland in 1956. He had divided the organisms into four kingdoms. First Plantae, as that of the Ernest Haeckel, Plantae, Animalia. Third is Protista. One more is added, Monera. Monera is added in four kingdom classification. In the Protista, he had grouped the eukaryote single cell organisms in Protista, and in Monera he had included the prokaryotes single cell organisms. For example, bacteria and blue-green algae are grouped in Monera. Next comes to the drawback of this four kingdom classification. The major drawback of four kingdom classification is that fungi are not properly placed. Fungi have the chitin in their cell wall, which is not similar to the plants. Plants are having the cellulosic cell wall, but fungi are having the chitinous cell wall. That's why we have to group it in a different kingdom. Next comes to Robert H. Whittaker. In 1969, he classified the organisms into five kingdoms. First is Monera, Protista, fungi, Plantae, and Animalia. So he had added one more thing. Plantae, Animalia, Protista, Monera is as it is there. Fungi is added in five kingdom classification system. In Monera, he had grouped the unicellular prokaryotic organisms. In Protista, he had grouped the unicellular eukaryotic organisms, and in fungi he had added the saprophytic organisms which are having the chitinous cell wall, and in Plantae all the plants are included, Bryophyta, Pteridophyta, algae, etc. And in Animalia all the animals were included. What are the criteria for the classification of five kingdom system of classification? First is on the basis of cell type. He had grouped the organisms on the basis of whether they are prokaryotic or eukaryotic nature. Second is whether the organism is unicellular or multicellular. Third is mode of nutrition, whether the organism is autotrophic or heterotrophic. Fourth one is reproduction. Fifth one is phylogenetic relationship. Phylogenetic relationship means evolutionary history of an organism. evolutionary history of an organism is considered. This one is the new one. Next is body organization, whether the organism are of cellular level of organization, whether the organisms have tissue level of organization, organ या फिर organ system of classification, and on the basis of cell wall as well, whether the organisms have chitinous cell wall, or whether the organisms are having the cellulose cell wall, etc. So these are all the criteria for the classification. Next we will discuss about the five kingdom classification in detail. चलिए हम फाइव किंगडम क्लासिफिकेशन है उसके कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स कर लेते हैं इन डिटेल. तो यहाँ मैंने लिखा है कैरेक्टर्स और यहाँ मैंने फाइव किंगडम लिखा हुआ है. ठीक है, कैरेक्टर्स में ये हम लेंगे सेल टाइप, सेल वॉल, न्यूक्लियर मेम्ब्रेन, बॉडी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एंड मोड ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन. यहाँ मैंने फाइव किंगडम के जो फाइव किंगडम क्लासिफिकेशन है उसका लिख लिया मोनेरा, प्रोटिस्टा, फंजाई, प्लांटेई, एनिमेलिया. चलिए एक एक करके हम इसके कैरेक्टर्स देखते हैं. सबसे पहले देखते हैं सेल टाइप. सेल टाइप इन मोनेरा इट इज़ अ प्रोकैरियोटिक, दैट मीन्स nucleus is not covered by nuclear membrane. It is also not a true nucleus, it is a false nucleus, it is known as nucleoid. Next is protista. Protista are eukaryotic. Fungi is also eukaryotic. Plantae is also eukaryotic. Eukaryotic means the organisms which are having the true nucleus, that means nucleus is covered with nuclear membrane. Next comes to the cell wall. First of all, in Monera, the cell wall is not cellulosic. It is made up of peptidoglycan. Peptidoglycan is a type of polysaccharides. It is a type of polysaccharide along with amino acid. It is made up of an acetyl glucosamine और एन एसिटाइल म्यूरामिक एसिड. इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, बार बार ये क्वेश्चन आता है तो आप ये NAG और NAM से याद कर सकते हो. NAG एन एसिटाइल ग्लूकोसामाइन और NAM एन एसिटाइल म्यूरामिक एसिड. सो ये मोस्टली बैक्टीरिया के सेल वॉल में ये प्रेजेंट होता है. बैक्टीरिया के सेल वॉल में ये पेप्टिडोग्लाइकन का बना रहता है. नेक्स्ट कम्स टू द प्रोटिस्टा. प्रोटिस्टा में आ जाते हैं आपके और जितने भी पैरामीशियम हो गया, अमीबा हो गया, क्लोरेला हो गया, क्लैम्डोमोनास हो गए. तो ये ज़्यादातर सब में नहीं प्रेजेंट होता है सेल वॉल, किसी ऑर्गेनिजम्स में ही प्रेजेंट होता है सेल वॉल. जैसे कि क्लोरेला और क्लैम्डोमोनास में सेल वॉल प्रेजेंट होगा, लेकिन जो पैरामीशियम है, अमीबा है, उसमें सेल वॉल प्रेजेंट नहीं होता है. नेक्स्ट कम टू द फंजाई. फंजाई में जो सेल वॉल जो होता है वो काइटिन का बना होता है. मैंने पहले भी बताया दैट इज नॉन सेल्यूलोजिक. सेल्यूलोज का नहीं बना रहता है, काइटिन का बना हुआ रहता है. इन प्लांटे द सेल वॉल इज मेड अप ऑफ सेल्यूलोज. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. इन प्लांट किंगडम द सेल वॉल इज मेड अप ऑफ सेल्यूलोज. इन एनिमेलिया द सेल वॉल इज एब्सेंट. सेल वॉल इज एब्सेंट. नेक्स्ट कम टू द न्यूक्लियर मेम्ब्रेन. In Monera, the nuclear membrane is absent. In Protista, nuclear membrane is present. In fungi, nuclear membrane is present. In Plantae, Animalia as well, nuclear membrane is present. Next, come to the body organization. If we see the body organization of Monera, it is unicellular. Protista, unicellular. Fungi, multicellular. Plantae and Animalia is also multicellular, but in fungi there is a multicellular, but the organization is thallus organization is of type loose tissue type organization. That means it's only tissue level of organization is there. In this case only cell level for organization is there. That means it is made up of only one cell. Only cell level, all the activities performed by only single cell. But in the fungi, all the activities are performed by a group of cells, that is known as tissue. Tissue level for organization is there. In Plantae, tissue as well as organ level of organization is there. Next come to the animalia. In animalia, organ and organ system or group or organ system organization is there. Next come to the mode of nutrition. In Monera, the mode of nutrition is autotrophic as well as heterotrophic. In autotrophic, there is two division. One is chemosynthetic and another is photosynthetic. In chemosynthetic, mostly done by the bacteria, they get the nutrition from hydrogen sulfide, but not from the sunlight. They convert the inorganic material, carbon sources into glucose, but not with the help of water or sunlight, with the help of hydrogen sulfide. Okay, in photosynthetic, this just like the photosynthesis done, carbon inorganic substance like carbon, water combined with in presence of sunlight to form glucose. So that is photosynthetic. And a heterotrophic mode of nutrition is also there in Monera. Next come to the Protista. Protista are also having the autotrophic mode of nutrition and heterotrophic mode of nutrition both. In autotrophic nutrition, Chlorella and Chlamydomonas have autotrophic mode of nutrition because earlier they are considered in plants because they are having the chloroplast, and in protozoa, Paramecium and amoeba, they are having the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Next come to the fungi. Fungi also saprophytic or heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Plantae is, as you know, the chloroplast is present in plants, so they are having the autotrophic mode of nutrition. Next come to the Animalia. Animalia have heterotrophic mode of nutrition. That's all about this 5 kingdom classification. This table is very important. It is given in your NCERT book. Most of the questions will come from this table. So this table you have to thoroughly learn it.